if they can try to hire an offensive mind, an offensive coordinator, but still keep a lot of the concepts that they installed this year and that he got to practice throughout the year, I think that would be maybe the ideal path forward instead of having to learn a new offense. And I think they will, because like I said, like that was kind of the point of keeping Steve Insminger as that play caller is Brady came in and he taught you the new spread and he taught you this scheme, and now you see what Steve could do with it. And so Miles really seemed to be getting better and better as the year went on too, and you got a little bit of him in that Georgia game, and he goes, it's like 3 of 3, I think, for about 50 yards, led a touchdown, and he's always had the arm talent. Like, let's be painfully clear, he can slang it. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Now, once again, let's all just keep our expectations in check, right? Because if you throw 40 touchdowns, it's still 20 less, but 40 touchdowns is still damn good. We just have to kind of readjust to reality.
That's the part I feel bad about for Brennan. I mean, he could show up and be Tommy Hotson, who before you met Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the program's history. If Brennan's Hotson, they may boo him out of the stadium, just because of what you've been watching in Joe Burrow. And that'll be the unfair point to Brennan, because after everybody that has moved on, whether it's players or coaches, the one that's going to be impossible to replace is going to be Burrow. So, I mean, I know that task on the position falls to Miles Brennan, and he's got arm talent. He came out as a highly recruited kid out of Bay St. Louis and came in with all the hype. But, he's just not going to be Joe Burrow. I mean, Burrow was the perfect storm of a college quarterback, being that he was 23 years old. He had been in another program, so he had gotten the mindset and kind of the drive to go out and prove people wrong. Everything that went into Burrow being a coach's son, into his preparation before the game. I mean, LSU ultimately, I know we have said this on this air a time or two before, but, he was a pro quarterback. I mean, LSU was playing with a pro quarterback as far as his preparation and everything went into the game. So, I took away that he's very high on Miles Brennan, and that the hiring process, whether it be for the passing game coordinator or whether it be for the defensive coordinator, obviously there was a ton of interest in that job, being that the LSU reputation is what it is, and the budget that they have to pay with.
So somebody asking about potential passing game coordinator replacement, and this comes from The Advocate. Wish could source the author. Can't remember exactly who, but the name Chris Richard is popping up. Have you heard this? It's a guy who was played at USC when Orgeron was there.
10 years in the league.
He was passing game coordinator with the Cowboys on Jason Garrett's staff, and of course, for all the Cowboys' faults, they were really good through the air, like just purely statistically. So that's a name that would seem to make sense potentially in that role.
From an interest standpoint, right now what I'm hearing from inside LSU is that has a ton more interest than the defensive job. Just because everybody saw the numbers.
Ironic.
Yeah, right. That's where LSU is now. Hour 2 next.